the promise of life reborn under the warmth of the returning sun. It's a time when earth and sky dance in harmony, celebrating the fires of fertility that awaken the soul and the soil. Welcome to Luna and the Druid.
Great.
Hello, Luna. Here we are again.
Hello, back. Life
Well,
is
well,
full of
yeah. Well, nobody will know, but we were just about 20 minutes in tonight's live video, and I got a notification of from YouTube that there was something wrong with the content, and we had to stop it and start again. So we're now at 8:30, half an hour late. Welcome back to Luna and the Druid and the celebration of Bealtaine. So, Bealtaine, Beltane, Beltane. There's various words for the festival, and there's various words because Ireland has its own language. Bealtaine means the month of May, and the name it's called in other countries mean the fire of Bel, and Belenos, the god of fire, the sun god actually is celebrated because we celebrate the return of the sun. We celebrate the start of the growing season. We celebrate the start of the season of love. So we celebrate a lot during Bealtaine, and yeah, it's a time to enjoy life. It's a time to go out again, to celebrate with friends, as we usually do when we have the chance in on the 1st of May or somewhere around it, celebrate it with a ritual, with a celebration, with a great rite, um, where yeah, all the things we do to make this a happy time. How do you look at Bealtaine, Luna?
um, for me, it's a time of happiness, of celebrations, of dancing around fire, literally celebrating my feminine energy as well as the connection with the masculine energy, the fertility, the freshness that Beltane brings. It's that spring of summer where you actually see the difference. From right now, the trees will be covered with leaves. It's not just a little bundles. It's just that everything will now fully grown. So I
Hmm.
always like this period of time because it's a great time to create, bring things to life, celebrate love, celebrate life, celebrate physical pleasures as well. One of my favorite way of celebrating and one of my favorite times in the wheel of year for sure. Not mention that I'm a cusp of the Beltane and summer solstice baby, so it's my time of year now, because I actually celebrate both, being so close to each other at the very
Yeah,
end of
yeah.
Beltane. But still,
Yeah, and the Bealtaine is it represents so it's celebrated on the 1st of May, or in Scandinavia and Germany on the 30th of April as
mhm,
Walpurgisnacht. So it's a night celebration. Uh, Everything with big bonfires, maypole dancing, drinking, of course, merrymaking. Um, the origin of Bealtaine has a few elements of it. The big one of the big elements is the crowning of the May Queen and the May King, and them having having intercourse together and creating new life. We have so there's fertility rites. Another big part of it is the releasing of the herd. So the cows that have been indoors for the whole winter, they're brought out. And why the bonfires? The bonfires are for cleansing. So there's two bonfires at every farmyard, and the cows are are driven between them. So there's a purification ritual there, that any bugs or fleas or whatever is in their skin gets gets purified more or less. Big element as well. Planting time, sowing seeds. Yeah, getting the soil ready for the new harvest season, where actually we and then we start celebrating the harvest at the next big festival, which is Lunasa, and they're both related to harvesting and sowing and marrying. In the old days, and we see that here in the city of Schroon, we have the Paps of Anu, and below there's a 4,000-year-old temple complex where Bealtaine has been celebrated for as many years as that. And that was the place where everyone got together on the 1st of May, and they still do actually. People still are there the whole day. And originally, it also was for a community bonding, labor exchange. So saying, okay, can you help me and I'll help you? And can we work together for demanding tasks that would need more than 2 or 4 persons? Bring the whole family over, and the next day we bring the family to you, our family to you, and we help your family. That was the arrangements. That were the arrangements that were made during Bealtaine. And then, of course, the lighting of the bonfires protect against the spirits or supernatural forces. We believe that these times, the veils are thin, the liminal times, liminal places, like Samhain, like Halloween, the veils between this world and the other world are thin. And um, yeah, we protect and we invoke the spirit and the protective forces in our communities to bring us a good harvest and to bring us a good time. Yeah. So it was integrating agricultural rhythms, deep connection to the land, to the cycles of the land, and a reflection of the work required to manage the land and sustain the community through the years. So it was really community, getting together, dancing together, being together, and sustaining ourselves.
It's also visible in other cultures as well. You
Yeah.
mentioned Germany, and in Slavian culture, that May celebration is very important. They actually gather, especially in the pagan cultures, the traditional way of celebrating was praying, but around the maples and coming together every night, just especially the women, just to bring some more light for prayer. There was singing involved. All the celebration was not just around the Beltane, but it was brought for a longer period of May, and it starts with the Beltane.
Okay. So it's celebrations all month long, all month long. Yeah, and what we see here still, we see gatherings. It's carried over time. We see the maypole dances. I have a small slide of the maypole. Uh, Maple dancing, bonfires, and the maple dancing was very important. Um, as a symbol of fertility, the maypole reflecting the phallus, and so um, symbolizing fertility. The ribbons around the maypole, the colored ones and the white ones. The colored ones were done by the males, and the females had the white ones, and they both danced in different directions and went up and down. And when you do the dance, the proper dance around the maypole, there's a nice braiding of these ribbons on the pole that you can see. So there's there the dancing represents the merrymaking, the flirting together while dancing, looking each other in the eye and looking the other in the eye, and yeah, that's very strong. The maypole, of course, also representing the axis mundi, like the pin we have in a globe, a small bowl where so the Earth revolves around the maypole. Yeah, it's big for community making and everything. And then the bonfires, purification, protection, and especially transition and celebration. Fire lighting a big bonfire is a big celebration. And yeah, and then with the bonfire, we also see uh, the weddings taking place at Bealtaine. Yeah, weddings are in Bealtaine or in Lunasa, May or August, and then the couple jumps over the bonfire, and when they're Wiccans, they also jump over the broomstick, the pagan broomstick. And I, for myself, I was married in at Bealtaine in 2015, so 9 years ago. Here we are, surrounded by druids, and of course,
Very good.
handfast, handfasted by JJ Milton Howell, my friend, the druid, who is very very good at it, and he's a very well-known handfaster. Uh, and of course, we do it ourselves as well. Karen and I, we occasionally handfast couples in
Mm,
a some circle near a house of or in whatever places people choose to hire us in. And this is a month that things like this happen.
yeah. It's also a good month to make those things happen because astrologically, that's when the sun is in Taurus. Taurus is stability, is the structure. So whatever builds around this time now will hold a solid structure and have a solid foundation because it's according with the nature of and the rules of nature of Mother
Yeah.
Nature, of its pace and the energy it brings.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So yeah, so it's deeply rooted in ancient traditions, and of course we see Bealtaine uh, being followed up in current traditions, like I already said, Germany and Scandinavia is very big. I was on holidays in Denmark some years ago, and I was there the 30th, and there was a big festival there. The whole town gathered. There was a big bonfire made. There was meat. There was drinking. There was dancing, and yeah, it was just fabulous. And yeah, to see the atmosphere there, you could look for the festival is called Walpurgisnacht, Walpurgis Night, and there's a lovely video by the band Faun on YouTube, and I'm sure I can't show it
Capture
here.
any videos.
Show any videos that are not definitely taken by ourselves, and in order not to get taken down again, we'll refrain from that. Um, what I do have actually, Luna, is a video that I've taken myself on a recent La Fella Bealtaine in Dingle, here in County Kerry. So celebrated in Ireland with big fires and with big spiritual and connecting with spirit of the land and everything. And I'd really love to show it to you. So here we go. that was a cool event.
I can imagine. Is there something going on this week? This the Beltane.
Yeah, the Vella Bealtaine is on in Dingle. I'm not sure if they're doing a ceremony like this. I haven't. I would have normally would have if it was on. I would have gotten an invitation to to go there with my drum and bash a bit. So,
Mm.
but there's artistry, there's music, there's fun in Dingle anyway. So yeah,
Looks like a cool party and a great way to celebrate.
it was yeah
Mm.
yeah yeah. And especially the man with the straw hats, the mummers, and the one with the big swan horns or yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool.
Lovely. Mm.
So yeah, so what do we have further in Bealtaine? You have some questions about it, maybe, Luna?
What is your favorite tradition about Beltane? What is that you like? And as a druid, maybe what's the most favorite?
Yeah, well, what we do in our own rituals, we have a May Queen, a lovely girl with flowers in her hair,
Mm.
and she gets together with the May King. So there's this fertility rite part. Most of the time, the May Queen and the May King are a couple already. We've known from the Arthurian legends that they weren't a couple, and they met on the eve, and all kinds of stuff happened when
A
when,
real
when they,
story, actually. I know exactly a real story, how it happened. Two beautiful people who haven't seen each other like never. They met and they fallen in love because they were actually the king and the queen for the
yeah,
celebration which was
yeah,
going on there. So yeah.
yeah. And what happened there was that they were brother and sister, and that was one of the big dramas in the Arthurian legends is actually the offspring of this Bealtaine night, where brother and sister get together for the first time without knowing that they're brother and sister, without even knowing each other because they were raised separately. And yeah, but let's not go there. This is festive. This is festive. This is not drama. But if you're interested, the video Mists of Avalon,
Mm.
a nice kind of a nice mini series. Not
Mm.
the best, but kind of nice. Another thing that's very Beatana oriented is this movie. That's The Wicker Man, and it plays on Summerisle with Christopher Lee as Lord Summerisle, and it's from 1973, so it's 51 years old. Last year it was 50, and
Mm.
it's now it wasn't very popular at the time, but in hindsight, uh, some people say it's the best horror movie ever made in Britain, and I kind of agree. It's a really good story. It's very pagan. It's very yeah. It's a very strong story, and how yeah, a wicked story as well. So I'm not going to spoil it here, but if you want it, get the DVD. So it's nowhere to be found on streaming, so you have to buy a DVD. But there'll be bargains if you're into
Mm.
it.
Yeah, but I still kind of have the feeling that you didn't quite answer my question with what is your favorite ritual?
Well, the Bealtaine ritual, the Druid ritual, that would
Mhm.
be my real thing of celebrating Bealtaine. And further, of course, um, I would on the 1st of May. Normally, if I have the chance, I go to the city of Schroon, the Carcroft Dirk, which is just nearby, the 4,000-year-old Bealtaine site. It's not very well maintained. It's also a bit Christianized, so there's a lot of Christian people uh, celebrating there as well. But on when we talk about Irish Catholics, when you scratch below the surface, there you you're more than likely to find a pagan there.
Yeah, the magic and the paganism is very alive at every corner.
In yeah, yeah,
It's
and in
an,
the city
it's
of
an
Rome,
acute
yeah,
tradition, so it is a big part here. That's so true.
definitely, definitely,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's so I would do. Yeah, and of course have a nice meal, have a, sit together, be together, meditate, dance with friends. My favorite way of celebrating is celebrating it with friends.
Mhm. The Beltane is all about the community.
It is, yeah,
Mhm.
that's the thing. So
Well,
celebrating friends,
me,
yeah,
that would be, I will add something extra in terms of rituals, obviously. Being around the fire and jumping and dancing around the fire is one of my favorite. And I remember one time I was asked to be actually a fire starter in a very secret location out in nature. And it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony and a beautiful process for me to build the fire, start it, make sure it's safe, and then create it, and then make sure that it's safely being put down as well. So that's a lovely memory of being a firekeeper. However, what is good to do around Beltane is to do rituals which will boost fertility, literally, or fertility as a bringing new stuff to your life, creation, new projects, new ideas, new dreams. And it's great if in within your practice there is using a yoni egg. It's a great time to build an altar, a fertility altar, and put and celebrate that special crystal, because it's a beautiful time to just boost and bring that energy into especially feminine's life as well. So it's a good time to create, for example, a fertility altar, and celebrating that part of feminine energy of and womb as well. That's a good time to do the womb work. Not mention having loads of good old school love making, because that's a brilliant time to do it, and that's a
good,
beautiful ritual you can share.
good time to do it. The great right, yeah, yeah. So what more do we have with regard to Bealtaine?
Yes, well, symbol of eggs is very important in terms of Beltane as well, because they symbolize rebirth and fertility. And if eggs are within your practice, a beautiful another ritual is to write down or draw on the egg something you want to bring to fruition, and then you dig it in the ground, and
Yeah,
the energy of the Beltane will bring this about to fruition. So it's another nice way of connecting with nature, because at the end of the day it's all about being out with the nature and connecting with the elements, the element of fire at this time, but also ground. Dancing is usually being barefoot, so it's all about grounding
yeah,
as well. So bringing the passion and grounding into a physical realm.
yeah. It's so good that you mentioned the eggs actually, because of course, we know the egg is already in this in the loop since the spring equinox or Easter or Stara, and but of course, as a fertility symbol, it carries on. Did you know that most druids uh, carry a permanent egg with them, a stone egg?
Tell me more.
That's as a token, as a talisman, as an amulet for the same reason, for inspiration, fertility, for
Mm,
health, feeding, nurturing aspects of it. So it's an object that many druids carry in their bag or in their pockets or carry with them when they go places.
interesting,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um, yeah, I love Beltane because it brings me closer to summer. Simple as it is, it just we had that little breeze of summer already in Ireland, and from now it's just a matter of days to the wonderful warm days, which I can't wait.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's the whole part. The whole part of it is the return and celebration, and even veneration of the sun. We love the sun. The
Yeah,
sun is our god.
that is so true,
Yeah.
so true.
Well, and if I look back at all my Bealtaine celebrations, what I might remember is, well, I remember one where my wife and I, we danced around the fire, and
Mm.
we we did a catch me if you can dance, you know, playing hard to get, both of us. So the dance involved getting closer and then moving back again, like the you see in the old Middle Asian dances as well. This was a bit
Yes,
more,
with the pearls, exactly.
yeah,
But
a bit
that's
more powerful. Yeah,
that teasing, that chasing. That's
chasing.
why
Yeah,
the dance is like this with those
uh-huh.
strings, the teasing and the building the energy and building momentum rather than going into consumption straight
Yes,
away.
yes, yeah,
We need
yeah.
to be really careful with the words we're using.
Yeah, well, and it was, of course, it was like I said. What I love most about the Bealtaine ceremonies are the part where the May King and the May Queen get together, and in the ceremonies we actually bring them up front, and the May King gives a token to the men, and the May Queen gives a token to the women, or maybe the other way around. We can do either way. And token would be a stone to carry with you. And when the stone has done its work, or the egg, or whatever you've received from the king or the queen, uh, you give it back to the earth or the sea
Mm.
where it came from. So there's a bit of gaining, but there's also balance and returning again. That's also part of the Bealtaine rituals. So that's, yeah, that's what I feel.
The union of masculine and feminine energy coming together to bring what's from in the realms of passion into
Mhm.
the realm, into the realm of physical matter. And I personally love when feminine energy co-creates with the masculine energy because it brings that balance. And I always say that together we can more,
We
we
can
can
do
do
more.
more.
Yeah, we can do more. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah. How do the in your tradition, Luna, the how would you do rituals for Bealtaine, like what we do in Druids with groups and getting together?
Yes, I remember beautiful ceremonies with my soul witchy sisters, as a part of spending that beautiful day together and coming as a community and doing all those beautiful rituals, um, and dancing around the fire and being with people, being with like-minded people. And I particularly loved the feminine groups because they bring a lot of nurturing energy, and the sisterhood is a really important part of my life. And I love to have my bara sisters around me and celebrate like a witch should. But even, but not always. It will be for me going and being with community. I always am out in nature. There is always an element of fire involved, and I shared before the rituals of fertility I make, and honoring that part.
Yeah.
That's a big and important aspect of Beltane energy. And this year I will do it even with my projects as well. So a lot of manifesting, because Beltane is all about manifesting energy as well. Sexual energy is oopsie,
Mhm.
I said it. it's the very powerful way of manifesting and bringing things in about. So yeah, that's a lovely time of year, and the rituals are also nice.
Yeah, they are. Well, the
If
rituals
you
are
want more, if you want to know more, contact me on Brave, and I'll explain.
okay. Okay. Looking
How-
forward to your stories.
yeah.
What has
So
happened? Yeah.
yeah, that was obviously a joke. But building an altar for Ostara is a nice aspect of celebrating,
Yeah.
creating a space to just slow down and be mindful for a moment and thinking about what is that we want to create and what is that we want to
Mhm.
bring about to life. All
Yeah.
the love manifesting rituals are great at this time as well, especially using the element of fire to bring some more passion into our
Yeah.
life. So if that's something you're looking for, as you as our viewer, I recommend doing love rituals at this time as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Magdalena says here the topic of, oops, sorry, I lost it. Um, What's going on today? It's crazy. The topic of Yoni X is definitely for me. That's Magdalena. Yeah, it's a good time to honor it and build an altar for that special aspect of
Yep.
womanhood.
Yeah. Did you ever hear about well, what you could say, malign forces, bad spirits in the Bealtaine settings?
Tell me.
Yeah, there was a habit too to between May Eve and sunrise on May Day. So malign forces, and they're called pishogues, fairy curses actually. So um, and they're potent at that night, and they yeah, you have to protect yourself there. So don't bring stuff out of the house, not outside of the house, because it will get stolen. Don't loan it to someone, don't borrow it to someone, because you won't get it back. And especially when there is a fairy fort or a fairy tree nearby, once you pass it, pay attention and say, you know, greet them, honor the fairies that
Mm.
are there. It's, of course, people call it superstition, but it's grounded in many years of tradition of doing the right thing. So um, yeah, let
People
do things naturally. Yeah,
people say superstition. I say we as humans, our eyes are able to see only 1% of the all the light spectrum, and we can
yeah,
hear only 1% of the frequencies that actually exist out in the world.
hmm,
So we just are able to see 1% of what exists,
that's it. That's it. Yeah,
or at least our human body is able to perceive that 1%.
yeah, yeah,
That's why we have other senses to connect with the other worlds as well. But that's
yeah.
maybe a different topic.
Yeah, and what you can do to protect yourself, keep an eye on your stuff, keep an eye on your children, and put yellow flowers like gorse or dandelions on the doorsteps, outside the door, to keep the malign forces away.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
This belief I didn't know, and it's always to be better protected than safe than sorry.
yeah, yeah. And for people who want to know how to celebrate it, I actually was interviewed a year ago by the Irish Times on how to celebrate
Mm.
Bealtaine. I'll read the small part about getting together here. So get together. Bealtaine should be celebrated as a feast, just like Christmas. Have a nice meal. Sit together, says Jan Tetero. We'll invite people from our inner circle to get together to eat and drink, make some music, and of course, we do a ceremony and celebration uh, to celebrate the day, to point to the day. So we have a young couple who are just married, and so we will honor them as the May King and Queen. You could also visit a holy well, a fairy fort, a stone circle, or other specific spiritual or liminal places and put your intentions out there. So decorate a bush or a tree with ribbons and flowers. It's a good time to place your wishes outside and bring luck and prosperity to yourself. So bring out your wishes, keep your stuff and your kids indoors, and you'll be good.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you for sharing. That's actually
you're
really
welcome.
interesting and nice. And that's like condensed Beltane in just few words.
Two
You know.
lines, yeah, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
something you can do yourself. It doesn't have to be big or like you. There's nothing you can do wrong there. Be just put your intentions on having a nice summer, a good harvest for this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
year that's already well on its way. We're 4 months in now. Time
It's all
flies.
about acknowledging the
Yeah,
change, which is
yeah,
inevitable, and the natural cycle of life and cycle of nature.
yeah, yeah.
Um, uh, I forgot to mention that today I will bring the energy of fire using the dragon cards.
Oh, lovely.
I think it's a wonderful ritual to just pull some cards, and I'm already dragons are flying every time I use this deck. They are just flying away like this.
Woo!
I hope the camera picked on that. It'll be a tricky one because my puppy is on my lap, but let me try to reach it. She's not very happy about it. That's gonna end up really badly in a second. All right. Technical issues after technical issues. All right. Uh, I'll do it in a traditional way. Number one, number two, and number three.
Okay.
Um, I'll show you the cards because sometimes people connect with the cards. Number one is this one. It's
Okay.
from the side of the books behind me. This is here number two. And number three is this one, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let's see what is the, yeah, I didn't want to mess it up. So if you picked number one, the beautiful source dragon comes in through to attune you to the infinite. Beautiful, beautiful message. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. So if you picked pile number one, is important to look around and stop for a second and look within what's going on, to notice what is within your inner self. Is it screaming? Is it chatty? Or is it needing something, needing love, needing care? Just look around. And what I love about this card is the symbol of creation here. I'm not sure if my camera will pick it
Yeah.
properly. Yes, there is that symbol of spiral, the universal energy. So everything is in your hands. So if you're looking for some answers, if you're looking for if you have some questions and you're looking for answers, guidance, it's all within you. And I noticed here the infinity symbol. So you're protected, you're safe, and everything will be given to you. All you need to do is ask for what you want. And I have a feeling that's what you want, is that what you need to ask yourself. And that's why the going within is so important. With the card number two, this one was the one which just flew across the floor. It's the lilac fire dragon. Not surprised to see a fire element here. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. I'll show you the card again. Such a beautiful dragon, a pink dragon
Mhm.
with a lot of lily symbols. Uh, it's a message of love. It's a message reminding you of the importance of giving love to yourself, but also others. For some of you, it may be just teasing in the future that on the romantic area, something may happen with all those flowers blossoming, or perhaps if you're in a committed in a relationship, you might see it blossoming and having a really good time ahead. And if you picked number 3, funny enough, there are 3 cards here.
Ooh.
And this is an intense pile because it starts with the Taurus, reds, and black dragon and gold dragon. Those colors represent the fire, and to me, it would be transmutation and transformation. Protects you in the times of change. A time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. So what I was picking on that card confirms the card itself, that there might be a lot of going on, a lot of energy, but it's important to know that you're safe and to be relaxed about it and let it flow, let it come to you, let the change happen because it's for the greater good. And we have another dragon here, which harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. So it's all about working hands-on, taking matters into your own hand. I love this very male and masculine dragon here with this symbol of almost like a male pole here. So it's important to tap into your masculine energy. The masculine energy is the one which knows how to make things happen, which knows how to bring from the spiritual realm or the realm of dreams into a physical realm. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, and help to manifest a new world. So there is a message of a bigger and higher picture, of a bigger goal and a higher purpose behind it as well, that this change is needed in order for something else to come and blossom and embrace and be embraced. And the last but not least, we have a magenta dragon, which enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, prepare for acceleration, ascension. So all those changes are a result of your awakening, of your upgrading, of you becoming a person of more light, of more alignment with who you are at the deep soul, or at the soul level. Yeah, that's a lovely and deep message. So if whoever picked pile 3, like Magdalena, hang on. You're safe and supporting. All you need to do is just take things in your matters when the time is right, and take that first step and take that guided action in order to make things happen so the universe can flow the abundance on you.
Brilliant. Well, I have a message from the cards. So a
Mm.
message for all viewers. A message for all viewers, and it's a message in 4 small parts. So we'll start with the first one. The Two of Cups,
I
of
think
course.
it couldn't be a more Beltane card than this.
Bealtaine, yes, they don't get more Bealtaine than this. Although it's in the suit of water, uh, this is the Wildwood Tarot. The Two of Cups, of course, meaning the love of two. Um, I always say when this card shows up, and especially for people who are open to relationships, it starts with self love. If you can't love yourself, you can't give it to somebody else. So it's love yourself, be okay with yourself, and open up for the opportunities. Give the others a chance too, and yeah, well, what might come of it? There's another two coming, and that's the Two of Wands. And now we're in the suit of fire. The Two of Bows in this part. It's called the decision.
This
So
is a more Beltane card.
more Bealtinic had a decision. It's a decision. How do you manifest your life? Are you going to be good enough, or are you striving for perfection? Are you sticking, going on the old way, or are you exploring new ways, new alleyways? You're on the crossroads right now. Bealtaine is one of the days that you're on the crossroads. Make a decision. Decide for yourself to make this the year where everything changes and it's the best year ever. And to emphasize that, to emphasize the decision that you're taking, to give power to the to your intentions, you have to celebrate.
Mm.
Dance around the fire. And not just
Three of Cups.
this is the four, no, the four of bows, the four of
Four of
wands.
Wands. Yeah, another good.
Dance around the fire. It looks like the Three of Cups. Actually, it's a similar energy, but in this up here, it's especially the fire energy that's there, not the emotional energy, but the fiery energy, where we manifest and anchor our wishes that we put in the two cards. So the wish of love and the wish of clarity, the wish of passion, the wish of finding your purpose this year, finding what really matters for you to do, finding in action, in work, in whatever you want to manifest, and anchor that feeling, anchor your intentions on Bealtaine by dancing around the fire, by having fun with friends.
Mm.
Yeah, and then of course the the god, the superpower of the festival uh, is this one, the son of life, and representing what comes after this decision, the fertility of the land, but also the harvest of your own land or the harvest of your own life, uh, the positivity that you bring there with making the decision, with manifesting your dreams, with putting out your vision board, putting out your vision in life, and then enjoy the warmth of the sun, enjoy the positivity. There's healing there. Um, there is growth. There is fun. It's time to step up now. That's what the sun says. The sun is one of the last cards in the pack, and when we get to the last cards, we're already preparing for the next steps. Prepare for the next steps and make the next steps part of your masterpiece. The masterpiece that is your life
Mm.
and your purpose.
Lovely. Thank you for that.
You're
I
welcome.
love that. Well.
Yes, my dear.
Yes, and with
We're
that,
ready.
we're slowly but surely coming to an end of
We
our
do.
today's episode, which wasn't without adventures.
It was adventurous anyway. Yes.
Yes. Enjoy your Beltane. Enjoy the time of celebration. Bring some loving energy into your world, into yourself, your heart, your people who surround you in life. That's a good time to celebrate love, as simple as it is.
Yeah. So yeah, anchor it, manifest it, give it power, and let's create this masterpiece that our life is.
See you in the space
Yeah.
dancing.
And see you next time on Luna and the Druid. Goodbye, all.
Bye.